Do you have something, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I think to your point, once again, it depends on where you're born. And that's something that is out of your control.
Part of it depends what class you're born in and where you're born. But yeah, okay, go ahead.
I was just looking at some statistics. It looks like the southeast of the country has by far the largest population of blacks.
Yep.
Additionally, if you overlay the graph of income, it's also the lowest income in that bottom corner, which agree with these statistics.
Okay.
But it also draws a direct correlation to location, which is why I think it's very significant.
It's significant.
If you're going to talk about the significance of a median, then you also have to talk about the significance of a median in terms of geography as well.
Okay, I got you. It's significant. And then if we take that, so did you all hear what he said? So let's look at what the incomes are in certain parts of the country, and then look at largely who's living there, and then everybody's going to make more money, right? Like if you're in a really high income earning city and you make pizzas for a living, you're going to make a hell of a lot more money making pizzas in that city than you are working in Bellefonte, PA, 10 miles down the road. That's just the nature of it, right? So look, okay, you're going to make more money. But bro, aside from that, so we're going to step off that for a second. What else is going on here? How do you explain this? Because thus far, what I'm seeing is, and this is what we're trying to think here. We're trying to think in new ways. What I'm seeing is every answer we come up with stays right here, as though in the end, it's the responsibility of people themselves, where they're at, and we want to get down here. So how do we get down here?
Now that I had some time to think, what's your name again? Preeti. All right. What she was talking about, the types of jobs that, that they would, go and get.
Okay.
But you also have to think about the jobs that they can actually get. Now, I'm going to give like a little point about the location as well. So let's say, let me give a random example. Let's say you're from a dangerous neighborhood that has a bad stereotype put on it, and it's out of your control. Okay. You're not the one who controls that. You're from that neighborhood, and you're from a race that, is highly discriminated. Let me just say a black person, for instance.
Okay.
All right. That's out of your control as well. Now, let's say you try to apply to a job in one of the more wealthier states, or in a state that has that's predominantly white, and you're coming from that I guess disadvantaged neighborhood, that dangerous neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you also have that you're black going for you right now.
Okay.
So you going up there to that, to that predominantly, white area, and you try to apply for a job that, that you can be as smart as you want. You can be as smart as you can have all the degrees that you want. But let's say you go up there and you have that stigma placed on you already. You have two stigmas placed on you. You're black and you're from a dangerous neighborhood. So I think that you will most likely, I wouldn't say most likely, because there's always a possibility that you can get that job.
More likely.
You're more likely, to not get that job.
Okay, so listen. That's going to apply to some people.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, cool. And that's true across the board, right? It doesn't matter who you are or what your background is. If you're stepping outside of your particular culture and trying to get into another culture, and you don't necessarily fit in that culture, then you're going to be impacted in that way. Okay, so that's going to be true for some people. But let me remind everybody that black people, 50% of all black people in the United States are middle class. And then of the other 50%, you have the upper middle and rich black people, and then you have poor people. Okay? So let's just hold that for a second. So don't think black people and think, poor. Okay, all black people, because I just want to clarify this, because given the example you just said would lead people to, that explains it. Black people are more likely to be from violent neighborhoods, and therefore, no. Most black people are not from violent neighborhoods. Most black people are from middle-class neighborhoods. So now we got to say, all right, where do we go here, right? So another one. What else is going on? Here. This is the structure. This is the sociology. You got it? This is the hardest thing, is to explain. And y'all got to, hang on. Everyone look at me for a second. And by the way, you're not supposed to be on your phones, right? Are we is that a thing? So listen. The hardest thing is to come up with a systematic analysis for how it is that these differences are as great as they are, and not sound dumb, and not be extreme. It's easy to sound dumb. I've sounded dumb many, many times. You know, when Fox News grabs a clip of me talking about this stuff where I'm only looking at one side of the issue, because I'm going to look at this side first, and then I'm going to look at the other side, and then they only take the one clip because they need a new white savior star on Tucker Carlson's show. And so they take just this one. Then you miss out on all the other stuff. So what I'm trying to do is like get us over here to continue to say, no, man, what explains that? What else explains it? Got anything else? Do you guys got anything else? Like what else? Like let's just stick with hang on one second. I know some of you guys all want to talk, but look, let's just stick with this down here. Household income. How do black people not have more money than they have? Why don't they have more money than they had? This is like pretty straight up. Paridi, do you have like, why don't Hispanic people have more money, man?
I just keep thinking about like what the population of all these people in the U.S. is, because I feel like if you have significantly more of one group to choose from, your median is going to be higher.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. So go ahead, try another one. It's going to change a little bit, but it's not going to be significantly higher. It might actually be a little bit lower, but it won't. It's going to be different for sure. So I'm with you on that.
What about college degrees by race?
Yeah, but okay, but why do some people have more college degrees then? Like what is it? Like why do black and Hispanic people and Native American people, why do they fall behind white and Asian people? First off, why are Asians out front? Why are Asians out front? Why are Indians so much more likely to have college degrees in the United States?
Not getting a college degree is not an option.
It's not an option. Why isn't it an option?
Because that's how we were raised.
But that's not how Indians are raised. Do you know what the percentage of India is that has college degrees?
I mean...
Do you know, bro?
Oh, does he?
No. Yeah, exactly.
You mean the people?
No, exactly. Dude, do you know what what's the percentage of Indians in India who have college degrees? Do you know what that is?
It's probably low, but I think that statistic, it's representative of people with determination that want to come here for a better life.
Exactly. So it's less than 10%.
Okay.
So of all of the people in India that have college degrees, once you get your college degree, you're far more likely to be like, all right, man. First off, if you don't have a college degree and you show up at the U.S. consulate and say, like, hey, I want a visa to go to the United States because I want to work at Wendy's, you're not coming, man. You're not coming, okay? But the guy behind you or the woman behind you, same in Korea, same in China, same in wherever, but the guy behind you is like, yeah, I got my college degree in biomechanical engineering and I want to go to the United States. It's like, all right, we'll talk. So all those people, so it's the people who are coming here who are already having college degrees. And then I have kids, and it's not an option, right? What'd your parents tell you, basically? I mean, it's not an option.
Like doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Doctor, lawyer, engineer. That's it. That's all you're going to do. Okay.
Now, I can talk for like international black students.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us, we have to come up to the States for the same reason as, Indians, so that we have to get our degree. We have to, pursue degrees that get money, like accounting, to be, like my mom even told me, Amani, you have to be a lawyer when you grow up. You have to be a lawyer. You're going to be with this or that,
Yeah.
And I know for many other kids, they need to become, as they said, engineers, they need to be a doctor, Yeah. So they come up here for that, for that degree.
Well, it's not, dude, but here's the key. We want to let them in here if it wasn't for that degree. You got it? Like, if you weren't applying to college, or if you weren't applying to graduate school, or if you didn't already have your college degree and you were applying for a specific job, probably in the tech center, you would not even get the H-1B visa or the visa to come work here.
But I think that applies to almost to all the races that apart from Americans.
It
and I
applies
guess
to everybody.
Yeah, it applies to everyone.
No, it applies to everybody. It applies to Europeans who are coming
Yeah.
here. It just so happens that a pretty small percentage of the population of Europe is interested in coming to the United States. But lots of people in China and Korea and India and South and Central America
I feel like
are
that's
coming.
becoming less and less true.
Yeah, sure.
Just
Yeah.
because not that the standard of living there is better, but if you have the same degree there or here, you might be able to make more money there and have a better standard of life in comparison.
No, especially in the past 5 to 10 years,
Yeah.
as the tech sector has taken off in China and in Korea and in India.
It's just becoming less attractive to come here because you can be richer there with the same thing.
Yeah, totally. So now I want to go back to this median income question. Why are black people lagging behind? Our median net worth, right? Why are black people lagging behind so much?
I mean, you keep asking this question.
Yeah, nobody's
And-
answering it. You know what I mean?
I'm going to be honest. I came here to learn like why that actually happens. So I've given as much answers that I can give, but from what I'm getting from this whole conversation is that there's just so much that we kind of just discuss in this one class.
Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about more, but okay, so go ahead.
And I just believe there's just so many factors, man. So many factors, and that's all I can really say.
All right, so many factors. All right, go ahead. Final. Hey, yo, hang on. I got 30 seconds. 15 to you. Why? Do you have an answer to that?
I don't know, actually.
Do you have for your final answer?
I just want to say, I don't know why we shot down geography as a big significant factor.
I didn't shoot it down. I said it's not as important as you think it is.